Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Hardcore Soft Skills Podcast Skill Coaching Series. My name is Yadi Caro, and in this series, I provide you actionable advice on specific skills. And today I talk about curiosity. We may think curiosity is a state of mind or a personality trait. We may say, I'm curious about this, or kids are just so curious. But let me tell you that curiosity is a skill individuals and organizations need to be competitive. Research shows that. For example, award winning Harvard researcher Francesca Gino conducted a research that showed that encouraging people to be curious generates workplace improvements. She recruited about 200 employees working in various companies and industries, and twice a week for 4 weeks, half of them received a text message at the start of their workday that read, "What is one topic or activity you are curious about today? What is one thing you usually take for granted that you want to ask about?" Please make sure you ask a few why questions as you engage in your work throughout the day. So that was a text message one group received. The other half, the control group, received a message that says, "What is one topic or activity you'll engage in today? What is one thing you usually work on or do that you'll also complete today?" Please make sure you think about this as you engage in your work throughout the day. So as we see in one question, it was about promoting curiosity and asking questions, and in the other, it was about a more passive approach. After 4 weeks, the participants in the first group, scored higher than the others on questions assessing their innovative behaviors at work, such as whether they had made constructive suggestions for implementing solutions for pressing organizational problems. When we are curious, we view tough situations more creatively. Aside from helping us be more innovative, research shows that it can also help with better job performance. Also, it helps reduce group conflict. Why? Because by being interested in the other person's ideas, you can figure out ways to get to see their side of the story and empathize more. Curiosity also helps reduce errors. Why? Because research shows that it helps us avoid confirmation bias or confirming what we already believe, and even helping us reduce stereotypes. Overall, it will also yield higher performance for a team or an organization. So, after hearing all these benefits, how can you cultivate the skill of curiosity? Here are 3 tips. First, model curiosity in others. If you are a team leading an organization, find out what you can learn from them. If you deal with customers, be more curious about their pain points. Find opportunities in meetings to ask questions, not to prove a point, but to demonstrate that you are curious. Second, promote learning and be a learner. Establish learning goals for yourself each week, like an hour on a specific topic, which may not relate directly to your job. And if you are a manager, encourage your team to do the same and establish goals for them as well. And third, give space to explore. Each day we are focused so much on getting things done that we forget to allow us and give others space to just explore ideas which may not be directly related to our role. The most surprising solutions can come from that. So, I have dedicated a couple of episodes to that topic of curiosity. And in one of the episodes, I feature Alison Horstmeyer, a researcher on topics such as curiosity. I'll leave with this excerpt in which she describes the best ways to cultivate curiosity. Let's listen. What are other ways that we could certainly create a good environment to pursue curiosity, or that we can, as either managers or with our coworkers, what are some other good ways to kind of, in a healthy way, pursue curiosity?
Yeah, so we see evidence of certain companies really embracing a learning culture And the learning culture is really about letting go of what I call the expert mindset. So you can be an expert in your domain and have certain expertise. What the expert mindset is about is, proving that you're right, leaning
Mm-hmm.
into win, leaning into fix, holding on to the status quo, really informed by your cognitive biases. We all have that. And not really big on reflection. And, it's a very me stance. It's a very defensive stance. And it can get easily triggered when we're stressed or things are moving quickly, or, and so it shows up in all of us. I mean, even those of us who study it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh, and then what we're seeing is that if we can adopt what I call an explorer mindset, this is when we're really putting the growth mindset into action. Because I think the qualities of a growth mindset are about leaning into improve and being and having a path to evolving who you are by having more of an open mind. What I love about curiosity is it puts it into action. So, how are you listening? Are you the explorer is listening with the intent that what I hear changes what I do. Just the intent. Imagine if we all listened with that kind of intention. It's really leaning into improve. It's very much a we stance, and
Mm.
it's about kind of the collective and being inclusive and really being able to explore the unfamiliar and really good at reframing and multi-framing and managing those cognitive biases and working on reflection, whether that's in your executive coaching. I do a lot of work on with executives and coaching, and such a big part of it is the curiosity of going and experimenting, but then we have to come back and reflect what went well, what didn't go so well. And so if we can embody the explorer at the C-suite level, at the senior management level, we can model that, because what you're modeling says pretty much everything. So if you have a organizational or cultural value of curiosity, then being directive, holding onto the status quo is not really supportive of that. And new research just came out from Spencer Harrison. He's one of the leading creativity and curiosity researchers, and his research showed that CEOs' curiosity had a direct impact on both the culture and the performance of the company. And so now we are starting to connect those pieces and having data that says, curiosity is not a soft skill, actually, because,
Mhm.
I would love for us to throw that term out and just use essential skills or human skills, but it's not soft or fluffy. It's actually really, really critical. It's a meta skill in that it's a higher order skill that catalyzes these other really critical things that we need in order to rethink, reimagine, relearn, reframe. Because as our workplaces become more automated, those are the mundane tasks that are getting automated by AI. And we are going to have to know how to think even more critically, collaborate and communicate even more. So we realize curiosity is such an unharnessed meta skill that we all have.
Thank you for listening today. Before you leave, make sure you go to my website, hardcoresoftskillspodcast.com, and sign up for my weekly newsletter. Then go to the review tab and leave a review. It is the way to ensure this podcast is discovered by others. Remember that by learning soft skills, you make your hard skills work for you. See you next time.